What's going on, guys? This is Alex here with 814 EDC, and I have one more review video to film right now for you guys. Then you won't have to see me wearing this outfit in the same exact position again. I know, I like to joke with you guys about that, but this is my last review I have to do for the week. I don't think I have any new unboxings coming in, so I think these will just be this 3 for the week, but stuff could change, you never know. But this knife is the Kershaw Link. Now, I've had that. Well, actually, this isn't mine anymore. I bought this knife. I want to say it's been a year because I gave it to my father or my dad for Father's Day last summer. So I had this over a year ago because I had it for about a month before I gave it to him. So the Link. This is the one with the OD green aluminum scales and the 20 CV blade steel. Now, they came out with this knife, I want to say it was like 2 years ago, like a newer rendition of it. They've had the normal Link for a while with just, I think it's like 14C28N or 440C or something like that. A lower end steel, well, 14C28N isn't lower end, but 440C is. And then they had an M390 model for the longest time. And then they came out with this in the new green scales and 20CV, which 20CV is basically an equivalent of M390, so another very, very good steel. And I've always liked how this knife kind of looked. I thought it just looked like a nice beefy user. As you guys can see, it does have a loop over style deep carry pocket clip right there with Kershaw branded on there. Aluminum scales on both sides. Kershaw does say speed safe assist, which this is assisted, which is It's a made in the USA knife, which is really cool. It has all their stuff right there, and it does have a flipper tab, and it is a liner lock. So yeah, I got this off of, where did I get this from? I think a guy on Instagram was selling it, and it was like $60, which brand new, these go for like 79 something, I think $79.99. And I think that's a steal. So I saw it for 60 and I just jumped on it. I was like, or maybe that's what I ended up getting it for. He had it for around that price, and I got it for 60. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. So I got it in, and I really liked it. I wasn't, a huge fan of the assisted part. I liked how, reliably it deployed and how quick it deployed. That was a cool part about it. But I wasn't a huge fan of, closing it with the assisted and stuff like that. I had it, and Father's Day was coming up. And my dad has been, he had been carrying, I want to say it was like a Gerber paraframe, which is an acceptable, budget starter knife, I guess you could say, for in that $20 range. To me, I guess it isn't, because I'm just, in the knife world, and I know a lot of knives that are a little bit more than that are 10 times better than it, but that's what he was carrying. And, I had started getting into it, and I was always showing him stuff like that, and I just wanted to get him and give him a really nice knife that had really good blade steel, and it's an assisted knife, so it was going to open reliably for him, and aluminum's pretty tough, and it just, I don't know, I felt like it was a really good knife for him, so I ended up giving it to him. And as you guys can see, he has put some use on it. This isn't his current daily knife. For Christmas, I gave him a Native 5 lightweight that I scored over at the secondhand sale or whatever it was, factory second sale from Spyderco. So he's been using that just because it's a little bit smaller and lighter, and it's easier for him to put in his khakis for work. But he carries this around outside at home, doing home improvements and stuff like that, and lawn work and different things, but I don't know, I felt like it was a great knife for him, and I'm glad that he likes it and he uses it. Every once in a while, it's in his room on his dresser, so every once in a while when I walk in there and I'll see it, I'll pick it up and I'll open it a few times and fidget with it, just knife nerd type of thing, how it is, guys. But yeah, I don't know, it's just a cool knife, and I'm glad that I was able to give it to him, because 20 CV is 45 gazillion times better than 8CR13 MOV, and everyone knows it. So But yeah, I think I went over all the materials. We'll just jump right into action, which you guys have heard me flicking this for a couple minutes, or flipping it. So it does have a flipper tab, which with some pretty aggressive jimping. So you guys, I mean, you know that you're always going to get that nice bite on there, and it just flies right out. It does have the liner lock, like I said right here. And normally, you know, to be safe, you should probably use two hands to close it, but I can use one. Use my thumb. Get my pointer finger. I'm all over the place, guys. But I mean, it deploys reliably every time because it has that speed safe assist. I know you can de-assist these, but I never got around to doing that because I gave it to my dad, and I felt like the assisted would be okay for him just because it would come right out, and it would, he needed his knife, pop it out every single time reliably, which is a nice thing about the speed safe assist. Kershaw has that patented pretty well. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of assisted knives, but Kershaw's been doing it for quite a while now, and I feel like that they definitely have it down to. I mean, it hits hard, and it's a good knife, or it's a good action. Even though I don't like assisted knives, there is always a little bit of I don't know, there's a little bit of satisfaction there when it opens up, just hearing it and just feeling that good, the whack. It's just, I don't know, you can't deny that it's a cool sound, and it's cool flying out of there like it is. So closing action, of course, there is none because it's assisted, so not really going to talk about that today, but yeah, opening action, pretty solid. Now for ergos, I found this knife to be really good ergonomically. I mean, you kind of have a hump back here, but it's really flat down here. And you get a really nice, right behind the flipper tab. I can fit all 4 fingers on there. Just barely, but I can. There's no jimping up top, which is interesting, but yeah, ergos is really good. I can get a really good grip on here. It's comfortable. There's no really, it's all rounded off aluminum, nice. The pot clip doesn't sit very proud of the scales, so it's not going to be a huge hotspot issue. And I think that, it's a really, it's just a good ergo knife. Maybe a choil right here could have been really, really cool. But as it is, it's a comfortable knife. You kind of get a nice little, the spine has a little bit of a swedge cut out of it there. I don't know if you guys can pick that up or not, but it's a little bit thinner, but it's still comfortable to rest your hand on, and I find it to be comfortable. I carried this for about a month before I gave it to him, so I had plenty of time to use it and experience it and stuff like that. So ergos are good. Next is carry, and I love that this does come standard with a deep carry pot clip. My dad, I think I might have done a little bit of that, but he carried it a lot, so he did a lot of that chipping off there. But it's kind of a heavy knife, and that's the only, I guess you could say, bad thing about it that I think. And that's exactly why I bought him a Native 5 lightweight, because I knew he was carrying this at work, and he is the director of building and grounds at our high school in our area. And he wears khakis or dress slacks a lot of the time, and I knew that this would get kind of annoying, kind of weighing down in the pants, and that's why I bought him the Native 5. But if you take away, I don't know, the heaviness is really the only thing that I can really complain about this, because carry itself is good. It's all rounded off back here. You do have the flipper tab down here, but if you put your hand weight in your pocket, you might hit that a little bit, which it does have the jimping on there, like I said. So if you happen to catch your finger on there, it might snag a little bit, or something on there it might snag. But I mean, it sits way down into the pocket. It goes to the literal butt end of the knife. So carry's good. I don't mind it, being heavy, because I think it's a good work knife. And if you're out doing work and stuff like that, I think it's okay. But I don't know, it's heavy, but it's not horribly heavy. I've definitely felt heavier. Maybe a little bit of skeletonizing might have helped it, but it is what it is. You know, it's not terrible, not the best, not the worst. I'll kind of leave it in the middle somewhere for you guys to interpret that as you is, but or how it is. So my final category that I want to go over is price point. And like I stated at the very beginning, I believe these went brand new for $79.99, and $80 for 20 CV is really, really good. If you guys can get past the assisted kind of, you know, ooh, it's assisted, I think that this is a great knife. You're getting an American-made knife, an American design, which is just really cool. 20 CV. I think it looks nice. I think it has a very aesthetically pleasing sort of design. The blade shape, I think, is very usable. Just a nice simple drop point, but it's a very usable blade, very utilitarian. It's reliable. That's a good word to describe the Speed Safe Assist. It's just reliable. You guys can, you guys just every time, you're doing something, you need your knife, pull it out and use it. And I almost went to do a drop shot there, but it has its place in the knife world, and I'm glad I got to experience it. And I'm glad, I still could carry this once in a while if I wanted to. Maybe I will over work sometime, or over the summer while I'm home for work, but I'm just glad my dad, has it and gets to use it. I remember this one thing that's always stuck out to me. It was before Christmas, so it was before he had the Native 5 lightweight, and he was carrying this pretty regularly, and we were getting ready for hunting season, and we were taking down a couple tree stands and putting them up in new locations, and we had to cut some of the ratchet straps that were around the tree just because they had been there for so long. And I think I want to say I had the Elementum in my pocket that day for some reason, but he whipped this out and used it, and he just told me, he was like, I love having a nice sharp knife in my pocket because the paraframe wouldn't hold its edge very long, which is understandable. It's 8CR, and it made me happy that he said that, and he found this as a useful tool, and he liked it and stuff like that, and it was a cool moment, and that's something that's always I've always remembered about it. So. But yeah, guys, $80. I'm sure you can get them used on the secondary like I did for even less. I think that it's worth picking up. And like I said, you can de-assist these somehow. I haven't tried to, but then you would just have, squirrel interrupting my video, you stupid squirrel. But then you would just have a flipper only knife. But I think I don't know. I definitely, I don't regret buying it at all. And even if I did buy it and didn't give it to my dad, I still probably, I don't know if I would have kept it, because I am starting to, learn that I'm not keeping stuff that I thought I would keep, but that's a different world and a different road to go down. But bottom of the line is, because I know I'm rambling, I know I'm all over the place, you guys know I tend to do that sometimes in these videos, and this is the third video I've filmed in a row, so I'm just trying to get through it without forgetting anything and without saying anything stupid. But $80 retail is a good price for this, I think. You're getting 20 CV, you're getting a deep carry pot clip, you're getting Speed Safe Assist, which it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's reliable. You're going to get deployment every single time you use the knife, unless you put sand in there or something, but even then it might still open. I don't know. Good ergos, a USA made and designed knife, just in one package for $80. Great price, guys. So I'll do some looking around and find if there's a retailer that has these in stock. I'll leave a link in the description down below, and then leave a comment down below. Have you guys experienced Kershaw Speed Safe Assist? Do you have a link? Have you had a link? What are your thoughts on them? Again, I love hearing from you guys. It's one of my favorite parts about doing YouTube. So, but yeah, that's all I have to say about the link. I don't want to ramble anymore. You guys are probably like, shut the hell up and get off the camera or quit talking about it. So I will. Thank you guys so much for stopping back in and for checking out my channel and for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.